So, gathering an audience. I've just been to the gym. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling energetic. So I thought I'd do what I think is going to be an incredibly valuable, and I mean valuable, piece of content. Okay, give me a shout if you're on. It'll be good to hear from you. Say hello. All right, Philomena's on. I've got a one-on-one with you soon. Kyle says, good morning. Good morning. How are you? Morning, Philomena. I'm looking forward to our one-on-one shortly. So, yeah, this is going to be a very interesting piece of content. It really, really is. And it's not something that people think about. Okay, let me turn the volume off that. Emmanuel Ale, how are you? I do hope you're well. Right, let me get into it. I'm sure a few more people will join us, but this is not the usual party line in this industry. In fact, tell me some of the things that you guys have been told by acting coaches with regards to this industry, okay? Along the lines of, and tell me if you've heard this. Oh, it's a tough industry. It's very competitive. Yes, Emmanuel, that's exactly what you've heard. It's um, competitive. Yes, it is competitive. Yeah, I'll give you that. Tough industry. Oh, it's my favorite one. You've just got to be in the right place at the right time. I love that one. What else have we heard, guys? Anything else? What statements have you heard from acting coaches, from people, and people who think that they know about acting and will give advice? Oh, that's a tough industry. It takes a lot of luck. And Emmanuel said it's all about connections. But that's one of the things that I've always heard, Emmanuel. I've always heard of people say, oh, you've just got to know the right people. Might be actually true to an extent. Okay, but these are things that actors are told day in, day out. Okay, it's a tough industry. It's the toughest industry in the world. It's crazy. It's you've got to be in the right place at the right time. It's impossible to get ahead. It's impossible to get a big break. Okay, now I want to dispel all of that. Okay, I want to dispel all of that. It's that exact mindset that actors are put into through coaches who maybe don't know any better, or acting coaches, teachers, that genuinely put so many actors into that mindset. And it's that mindset that makes it that way for that particular actor. Does that make sense? So if you've got people constantly telling you these things, it then makes your mind work and act and think a certain way, and then it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. You're told it's going to be tough, you think it's tough, so therefore, in a way, you make it tough. I'm here to tell you that actually, this is not a tough industry in comparison with most other industries. Okay? Genuinely. I'm looking you in the eye. All right? This industry is only tough if you're within a certain mindset. If you switched your whole mindset to what I call an abundance mindset, to thinking that there's work everywhere, that you can succeed, that this is not tough and you just need to work hard, and you just need to look in certain ways and certain places for work, for paid acting work. If you change your whole mindset, then suddenly, actually, this industry isn't tough whatsoever. In fact, people like Emmanuel, Philomena are actually proving on a daily basis with a different mindset that this is just not the case. Okay, why is it not a tough industry? Because there is work everywhere. There's work everywhere. Okay. Now, if anyone wants to come on and disagree with me, okay, and believe me, lots of actors that have been made to think that this is a tough industry by acting coaches that love to spout it's a tough industry, you need to be in the right place at the right time, all of that rubbish, then there are actors that genuinely think like that. But if you genuinely listen to what I've got to say, you will realize it's quite the opposite. Now, listen really, really carefully. Why do most actors think it's a tough industry and then have it kind of as a self fulfilling prophecy? It's because when you are given a certain parameter of vision and thought, tough industry, and when you are told that, let's hear that, Emmanuel, I love that. Another phrase that I hear is this industry is like the music industry, it's very harsh and cutthroat. Again, not harsh and cutthroat. The world is harsh and cutthroat. Other industries are harsh and cutthroat. You want to be in the city, in financial markets, that's harsh and cutthroat. The acting industry, genuinely, from my experience of 20 plus years working on film sets in all sorts of different capacities, behind the camera, in front of the camera, it's not harsh. It's not cutthroat. It's just competitive. That's fair enough. And with any type of competition, if you just work harder than anyone else, you win. It's simple as that. Just be prepared to work harder. Sounds simple. It actually sometimes is that simple. Sometimes the biggest solution is the simplest. In fact, in my experience, 9 times out of 10, the simplest solution deals with the biggest problem. Getting ahead in the acting industry, the big problem. Simple solution, work harder than everyone else. But sometimes a simpler solution frightens us. Okay? Now, let me give you an example of the kind of mismanagement of actors generally. Okay? So actors are taught the model is, and the straight route is that you train, get an agent, sit by the phone, agent gets said auditions, big auditions, you get said auditions, you become huge and never have to worry again about getting work. And what so many actors find is that model doesn't work. It works for 1% of actors, very, very lucky actors. It's like just putting the lottery ticket on. And for me, if I was an actor now and I hadn't gone on in this direction, I would not want a lottery ticket to define my career. So, what is the route? Whilst an actor is looking down that very narrow tunnel, they're missing out on all of the acting works that's to the left, to the right, and all around them because they're just looking that way. There is so much paid acting work out there that there's so many actors that I know maintain a full-time career from acting because that's apparently what they love. Looking left and right, voiceover, medical role play, okay? Short films, content creation, doing short films, literally spreading their net so far and wide that they are constantly acting plays, constantly self-submitting, not just waiting for their agent. Now, what actually happens then? When you you become more valuable because you've done more acting work and you've got more experience in this industry. So when that audition comes that anybody with that narrow mindset gets to, they fail. Okay? They genuinely, because they're just not as experienced as the actor that is so that spread their net so wide and they're so confident and they're so experienced because they've not on just this narrow route. And that is why actors that just change their mindset suddenly actually find this industry not to be tough whatsoever. One of the coaches that actually works for me, he was like a manager of like a Costa, and like manager of different retail outlets. And then he decided he wanted to be a full-time actor. And he took this route It's a great story. He literally said, right, yes, that's my end game, big high-end drama, all of that stuff. But there's just so much work there. People will pay me to act. Actors have a very, very definitive specialist skill that if they looked around them and thought outside the box, they would realize that so many people will pay for that skill. But when you just look down this narrow path of sitting around by the phone waiting for an audition, waiting for somebody to give you permission to act and pay you some money to do it, those are the types of actors that do think that this is a tough industry, do fail, and do not reap the benefits of all of the acting work that is abundantly around them. Okay? It's like you just look, it's like so many actors are just looking down this one path and not seeing what's to the left and to the right of them. And there is work everywhere. Believe me, okay? Believe me, there is work everywhere. So, any comments? Let me know, guys. Genuinely, it'd be great to hear from you. What do you think of that? Do you believe me? Now, I have so many. This is how I work. I have so many testimonials. I have so many actors that I've worked with day in, day out. I daily coach people. I mentor people. I do one-on-ones. I have classes. And we deliver this message. And that's why actors at Matziner Acting work more than any other organization. Other organizations that just take people in, give them acting coaching, give them the wrong mindset around acting, and then throw them out to get an agent, and then they struggle. Whereas at Matziner Acting, our actors are working now whilst part of our organization with our agency, also being taught habits, being given opportunities. They work now, okay? Emmanuel says, when you are always in the position of always creating opportunities for yourself, you realize that it's not as tough an industry as people say it is. I'm an example of this. You are, Emmanuel. You are. You've taken on the concepts and ideas that I've presented to you as a mentor, and you've run with them, and you've taught everybody. You know, you've been a shining example that this industry isn't tough. Emmanuel, I'd say Emmanuel, through his work and self-submission and through our agency, he probably averages around 15 auditions a month. Is that about right, Emmanuel? That 15 auditions a month. He books at least 2 or 3 jobs a month. That's the figures, right? Just through using these techniques. And that's how we work. We look at acting in a totally different way at Matziner Acting. Okay? Yep, Emmanuel confirms that. Yeah, about that, right? So, guys, as well as that, right, if you would like to learn how to book acting jobs and think abundantly around this industry and really learn how to book those roles that are everywhere and know where they are, I have a webinar series. It's kind of a 2-week process. It's 2 Friday nights on the 30th of September, and then the week afterwards on the next Friday, plus 2 weeks worth of WhatsApp and daily coaching, where I'm literally going to be teaching the people on that webinar how to book acting jobs, how to do what Emmanuel does, how to do what people do in order to book and become a full-time actor. I'm going to teach every 20 plus years worth of experience and my work in this and my work teaching actors that this industry isn't tough. Now, that particular webinar is worth £400. Now, I reduced it to £149. But what actually happened is on Sunday night is I won a very, very special business awards, all right, in England's Business Awards. And to celebrate, I actually reduced the price of that webinar to help even more people to just £79. All right. So if you would like to book, I'm going to put the link in the description. All right. It's going to book up fast. So make sure that you click on the link. Like I say, it's gone from £400 to £79 for 2 weeks worth of in-depth coaching on how to genuinely think like this and book and literally know how to book acting work. All right. So click on the link. Make sure that you book quickly because it's going to book up in no time, and there's very, very limited places. Right. Much love, guys. Make sure you have a really productive day. Change your mindset. All right. But learn where this work is. And I will love to hear from you guys. Much love. Have a